Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be breaking down the 4 steps you need to take to get started with creating a web design business. I'll be breaking down everything at a high level, and in the future I'll be creating a video series which breaks down each of these steps into further detail. So let's get started. The first step is deciding whether you're going to be a generalist or a specialist. Now, these decisions don't have to be permanent. And the path that I took was starting as a generalist and then specializing down into specific types of projects that we prefer to work on. So what is a generalist? A generalist is someone that's comfortable with working on a number of different projects. Now that may be comfortable with different software programming languages or different website building platforms such as WordPress or Shopify or Webflow, or it could be even on the case of the business itself. So working with different industries. So say home services is one, or hospitality is another, or software as a service startups as another example. So the idea is that when you're getting started, it can be easier to start as a generalist because you're not really sure on the types of projects that you do like to work with. And a generalist approach allows you to really get a feel for the market, see where you enjoy and what you actually get fulfillment from working in. And that way it makes your job a whole lot more enjoyable if you decide these are the sort of projects that I do want to work on in the future. And then that's going to give you more confidence to specialize in that area because you do enjoy that work and you're comfortable putting in the hours to understand how to deliver the most amount of value for your clients in that area. So my recommendation is to start as generalist, work out what you like, and then jump into the specialist role. Now, step number 2 is really deciding how you're going to get your clients and how you're going to achieve deal flow. So deal flow is the idea of having this constant stream of new inquiries or a constant lake of leads or inquiries that you can reach out to, put an offer in front of, or understand that these are the people that you can solve a problem for. So the 2 common ways to get started if you don't have an existing referral network. One would be using job platforms such as Freelancer.com or Upwork. People have mixed opinions of these. Personally, I've had a lot of success from it and I highly recommend the platform. The second would be using cold outreach strategies using video. So this is something that not a lot of people teach or work about, and I believe this is a fundamental thing that allows you to achieve a lot of success with clients. If you can create a short video where you're talking a client or a potential client through their website as far as where they're currently going wrong and how you can help them out, and if you can get into the process of showing that these are the sort of things and the problems that you solve, then if you go through the process of sending these emails in a video outreach format, then you'll be able to get a lot more responses from people if you were just cold approaching random strange businesses or cold calling, which I personally hated doing that when I was first getting started. So step number 3 is really the idea of moving from a freelancer to an agency. So I am again rushing through things quite quickly today. Again, the purpose was just to do a high level overview of the different steps that you will go through. But there comes a time where you're deciding, okay, are we going to stay as a freelancer or do we want to move into more of an agency role? And the difference really there comes down to having your deal flow dialed in and you're understanding you've got a consistent stream of new customers coming in, and you know that those people that are going to come through are going to work on a process and you're able to serve those people to a high level. And so once you're at that stage where leads are coming through and you're fully booked out, then it really comes to that point to say, okay, are we going to start to outsource certain roles? Am I going to hire someone full time? Are we going to start saying no and scheduling in work down the track? And what I would recommend is that see what you like, but if you're keen to try to grow your business to its full potential, then definitely growing into an agency is the right way to go. When you're first getting started, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking to hire different roles. So I suggest getting started with hiring for things that are just project-based, where it's a fixed price that you agree upon for a certain job. So that may be, for example, if you have more of a developer's background, then it may be deciding that we're going to hire a designer that is going to work on the design phases for all of our projects, or perhaps the copywriting, or perhaps even the project management, depending on what stage you're at. But when you're first getting started, it's generally best to find out what your skill sets are, which you would obviously know by that time, and then working out which parts of the project that you don't like and hiring for those in small fixed price projects so that you can allow yourself to test the waters with outsourcing to external contractors and seeing how you go with the process of slowly building out a team. And over time, you'll be starting to use a regular group of contractors, and slowly over time you can bring them into being your team either full-time or on a part-time basis, or still staying with per project as well, depending on how things are moving and the direction that you want to move in. So the fourth step really is the key to scaling and how to really grow your agency. So there's a number of things that I can break down in this section for this step, but at a high level, the biggest things are really understanding at your stage of your business now. So you've got a small team that you're working with, you're understanding how the leads are coming through and you're comfortable with the services that you're offering. But there comes a point where you're managing too many projects yourself, and you really, if you want to grow your business, you need to step out from the day-to-day operations and focus primarily on the sales and marketing and how you're going to increase the number of leads and increase the number of sales that you're able to bring through your agency. And the key fundamental difference at this step is deciding to step back from the day-to-day creation of websites and putting a person in place that is a project manager that's able to see the project from start through to finish, through to handover and testimonial requests from clients. And the moment that you can step back and say, okay, this entire process that we've got created now, I can hand it over to a project manager. We've gone through on a few projects ourselves and they're comfortable with the way that we're working, and I'm not worried that I'm just handing over the keys. They're trained and they understand what they're supposed to be doing. That moment creates an enormous amount of freedom for you personally, which is what a lot of people get into business in the first place to do. And it also allows you to really scale your business, because now you don't have to worry about, okay, I've got 10 projects I'm trying to manage at once, plus I'm trying to bring in additional clients. Now, having a project manager really allows you to put a lot of the weight of the project on their shoulders, and it's now their responsibility to get a developer and a designer and a QA in place so that they can make sure the website's going to be functioning and delivering to the level that you're promising. So a couple of other points here about scaling up and growing your business. One would be branching out into additional services that you're offering. So for web designers, if you don't have a digital marketing background, it can be a bit daunting. But if you start to offer digital marketing services like paid ads or SEO or online review management, then these are ways to massively increase your monthly revenue, where you've got recurring income from the start of the month. You don't have to necessarily sell any additional websites to have a certain level of revenue already. And this is a great thing that allows you to have a lot more confidence that all the bills are paid before you even take on any additional projects, because you've got that recurring guaranteed revenue already lined up. And the last thing to mention as well would be moving over all of your clients onto maintenance packages. So maintenance packages can include things like hosting, security, backups, and then a couple of hours of changes on the website if they need per month. And it really allows you to have certainty again that you've got more recurring revenue coming through your website, and that if there are any bigger jobs that are needed on your client's website, then they're going to be obviously coming back to you to get you to help them out with it. Cool, so that wraps up the 4 steps. If you've got something out of the video, I would love to hear below. If you could put the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, it would really help start to grow my channel. Also, if you check out jameslittle.co, I'll be sending through email updates with the latest tips and guides about growing your agency, how to get better clients, and how to have a much better business. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.